Hello and welcome to yet another of my junk journals. This one I experimented with fabric to see how that would work on the covers, and actually I was quite pleased with how it came out. I've used Mod Podge to adhere it to a heavy cardboard, and I've just wrapped it just around the edge and then covered the inside with some plain paper. The edge here I've covered with a piece of paper and again wrapped that around the edge, so the whole book is nicely finished. The back is more of that beautiful fabric, so it's something I think I'll do again. It is quite fun and you do get a lot more versatility with the fabric, and just the feel of them is quite nice. Over the top of this I have used Mod Podge as well, just to seal it a little better because I have antiqued the edges. And then I've used a crystal glaze spray, just any sort of aerosol spray just to seal it because the Mod Podge can get a little tacky. The charm made from an old necklace with a wee bottle key piece of jewellery, and again the Zuta binding. The closure is hair tie and brad, and this one I tried something different but I'm not too keen on it. I poked it through the back and used something on the back, but I don't like this big bump, so I probably won't be doing that again, probably out of frame. Anyway, let's have a look inside. So the first page, again, as with all my journals, I very rarely use the first page, so I don't expect anyone I give them to use the first page either. So I've used an acetate which I've printed an internet image onto. Just this one in particular is just an old plate from a book. I think it was off Graphic Fairy. Old writing paper, which just coordinated nicely with the butterflies. And I've used scrapbooking paper there to make a wee tuck spot, and some more scrapbooking paper. Now I know I always make my journals out of junk, and although I do use scrapbooking paper in them, I very rarely actually buy it. It's something that I'm given or I acquire or I find secondhand, so that's why it's not necessarily coordinated. More scrapbooking paper. This was a little blue envelope that I've cut down to make a wee pocket, and I've put an extra strip on the edge so that the binding doesn't go into the envelope, and that's created a wee pocket for the postcard. Scrapbooking paper that I've made a pocket out of with a large tag, which in this case is actually, it's vellum, and just some plain paper on the back. Actual postage stamps that I've just adhered to a piece of card. This is one of those old lettergrams that you used to get that I love using, so I've popped that in there. This is more old writing paper, scrapbooking ephemera, an envelope that I've just cut in half and turned into a pocket with a little tab, and just stapled some silk ribbon onto there. Journaling paper, yes, scrapbooking paper. This is those metallic stickers you get, so I've just used scrapbooking paper and used that to cover up the join. And an envelope which I've tucked between the two pieces of paper so that you've got a nice little tuck spot on the edge there. Old brown paper, well it's actually old yellow paper, which I've just used some more of those little gold stickers. Scrapbooking ephemera with a wee paper flower and a brad. And this was actually out of an old, well it actually wasn't old, it's a book on love or love letters or something like that, but it just looked beautiful and the paper's wonderful, so I popped that in there. Out of an address book, and actually no idea where I got those. One of those little envelopes you get from scrapbooking companies, and I've just popped a wee index card that I've cut down. These actually I acquired and they already had the ink stain on them, so I rather like that, so it's just in there. A reproduction vintage writing card that I've cut down to a single page, and paper clip, and on the back This was out of another old journal and I really liked it, so I've just backed it with cardboard. Scrapbooking paper and another wee tab there. A spiral paper clip with a charm. Paper bag with an extension on the edge. And this little tie tag thingy. And I've just stamped it with found because I imagine that as I'm using the journal, or as whoever's using the journal, little bits and pieces that you collect you can just pop in the paper bag. Old diary pages. More of the onion skin writing paper that I love. And this is just a piece of fabric that I thought the colours were quite wonderful, so I've just trimmed it with pinking shears and just stuck it on with double-sided tape at the top. It's just purely for decoration. Some decorative tape there. More free internet images. Writing paper. It's you probably can't see, it's got an embellished rose there. And just a tuck spot that I've made. And this is again more vintage writing paper. That's down here. An old serviette that I've cut up and just Mod Podged down because I love the image. So scrapbooking paper. I've made this a wee fold out with decorative tape. Plain journal paper with washi and silk ribbon. Scrapbooking paper. An image out of a book. Scrapbooking. An old atlas I had, which I've used a magazine image as a pocket and just tucked some wee bits and pieces in there to use. Another internet image and a bulldog. An old journal page with a wee scrap of washi. This is some divine tissue paper that I had. I can't find any more. I'm quite upset I'm running out. But it's got a white background, so if you adhere it to white paper you get the wonderful transparency and it looks like it's actually part of the paper, which is really lovely. This is just textured vellum with some lovely text on it. Internet image. Another envelope that I've attached to the side of the page to create a pocket and more writing paper in there. Scrapbook paper with a tab. Scrapbook paper with an old image from, it was one of those tourist fold out postcard things you get. And I've just tucked some tabs and tags in there so that you can have extra journaling spots. And on the back I've just cut the window off an envelope and used that there. I quite like that you can see the text through. More old yellow wrapping paper. A little glassine bag with a wee tag. Scrapbooking paper with a fold out. A local postcard. Another envelope that it just has beautiful texture on the inside, so I left that and just popped some of the original writing paper in there. Journaling paper, scrapbook paper with a little swing tag and a wee butterfly, and I've just left the string on the opposite side. Scrapbook paper, which I've made another pocket out of. Washi tape down the side and just a full, okay, it's not going to come out, a full size tag in there. Another envelope, in fact this is the other half of the one that was near the front, which I've added the extension to as well and just popped a tag in there. Atlas page, tea bag tag, and to this I've just popped a red dot because I like the end of the string to be finished. An acetate that I put an internet image onto, ledger paper, old writing paper of some sort. This is one of the postcards that's made from watercolour paper, so you can actually make your own image on this side and post it, but I've obviously bound it and put some washi on the edge. Scrapbook paper with a wee vellum leaf that I've cut out, and I've just attached it with a brad so that it actually does still swivel. Just adds a little more movement into the book. Scrapbooking paper, paper clip and a charm, and decorative tape. So that's that one. I hope I didn't go too fast. I am trying to get through a rather large number of journals, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.